Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different from the last one that I made, which was an actual workout video and some HIIT workouts that I like to do at home. Today I'm going to be touching upon some things that I wish I knew before I started working out or before I started a fitness journey as well. So it's kind of going to be touching base on a lot of stuff that many fitness gurus do not touch upon. Some they do mention and recommend, others don't really talk about it, and I'm going to be touching on mental health and how it's more important than the physical health sometimes, physical aspect before you start, stretching, what to eat, what not to eat, hydrating, asking for help, and being fully prepared to start and create it into a lifestyle instead of just a hobby. And if you want to make it a hobby, it's completely acceptable too, but I want you guys as my viewers to make this into a lifestyle. The first thing I do want to talk about is stretching. The importance of stretching is very much mentioned all the time, but I feel that as someone who did start working out when they were relatively young, I was about 13, 14 when I tried track, outdoor track, which was not my thing. Not my thing, and I'll say that to start, it was not a sport that I was interested in. Running fast was something that I just naturally did, kind of, and if I would have trained more, I definitely would have liked it. But sidetracking from the point, stretching is extremely important to prevent injury, to grow muscle. There's things called static and dynamic stretches. Dynamic stretches, I will post videos on some stretches that I do before workouts to warm up the muscles, because you always want to go into something with your muscles loosened up, not tight at all, because you are more at risk to be injured if you are doing, let's say, a heavy leg day or a light leg day, but with a lot of reps, you could still get really hurt. It has happened before. I do have all the workout videos that I look at now, and I really have to think back at what I could have done different. So making sure you do dynamic stretches, which are stretches with a lot of movement before a workout, and static stretches that are more of the toe touches, sitting down, standing up kind of stretches, to just allow the muscle to, what's the word that I'm looking for? To cool down after a long workout. A lot of people do talk about it, but this is why it's the first point, because I cannot stress it is probably one of the more important things you do when you work out, on top of hydrating. Am I down in water? The second point I would like to make is easing your way into working out. Because I started working out so young, I did not know what I was doing. I did play soccer for about 3-4 years in high school, so I was already active. I started weightlifting maybe sophomore year of high school. I was about 15, and because of track, I knew what my personal best was. I knew how much I could squat, deadlift, what I kind of knew what my limit was, but I did not want to accept that I did have a limit at the moment, and I needed to slowly but surely work up the weight instead of just slamming on weights and ultimately getting hurt and not being able to work out for a little bit because of it. So starting off, I know that going into a crowded gym causes a lot of anxiety. You see people that are already fit, you see people trying to get fit, you see people, they can see that they have lost weight and they know what they're doing. So working out comes along with a lot of anxiety, and which is understandable because it's a difficult process to get prepared for, but never feel pressured to have to add a lot of weight to impress the next person, because trust me, they probably feel the same way that you do. It's all about working your way up. Always push yourself though. I will say that. Pushing yourself to squat 200 by the end of the month or a month and a half. Wanna end up squatting 200. It's always good to set a goal and reach it, but also make sure that if you set a goal, to not beat yourself up about it. And I will touch upon that in my further point, which is coming right up. The other point that I would like to make, which is I believe 3 or 4, is hydration. Now I kind of gave you guys a sneak peek of the gallon of water that I have. That is more of a self goal. You do not have to drink a gallon of water. I did do it because I tend to dehydrate purposefully without noticing. Hydrating is so important. A lot of the times, you guys can maybe relate. I feel tired before a workout, or I feel very unmotivated to even work out at all when I wake up during the day, because I just feel this weird exhaustion and fatigue, which is okay. But then you sometimes have to look back and think, how many glasses of water did I drink? Because the recommended amount is 8 cups, and that is about it's not a lot of water. Let's just put it that way. And if you're gonna work out, you're gonna sweat a lot. If you're me, I don't know about your sweat glands, but I sweat a lot, like pools. So I have to keep in mind that hydrating a good amount before workout is essential. During, you hydrate a little bit less than when you did before, because you don't want to be full off of water and then you feel uncomfortable, and then you get this weird sensation in your stomach. After, also hydrate and then eat, and that also goes along with eating as well. It's important to eat before a workout because you add fuel to your body. I know there are studies that show that as soon as you wake up on an empty stomach, drink some water and then work out. But I have tried that a couple times where I worked out without eating and I just wasn't at my peak performance. So I personally, based off of my experience, I recommend eating but an hour and 30 minutes before you work out, because I also made the same mistake that I ate 30 minutes before a workout and it was not cute. Not cute while I was working out. And if you're lifting heavy weights, it does strain your stomach a lot. One of the second to last points I would like to make is do not, and I repeat, do not be scared to ask for help. Because like everything, like I mentioned before, when you go to a crowded gym, you are very, very hesitant to want to ask for help and then go into a workout that you really don't know how to do, and you end up hurting your back or hurting your quad, hamstring, any muscle group really, because you thought you could do it on your own, or you watched someone do it that has already done it a couple times on the internet, which is completely fine, which is also another point that I would like to make. Do your research and research your body type, what workouts work for you or not, how many weights to put on, what to do, how to break up the days. Also make a routine for yourself, because we do have muscle memory, and to build muscle you have to make sure that you're mixing it up to get the best results. On top of all of that, asking for help is so important. If most gyms, if not all, have personal trainers on hand that won't charge you for asking a question, and they will not mind being asked, hey, how do you do the squat machine or the bench press? I personally cannot bench press for my life, and it's one of those things that I feel like I look silly doing because I don't know how to do it properly. But if it wasn't for me asking for help before doing it, I honestly would have been seriously injured and probably would have never done it again, which is so bad. But now I don't like bench pressing, So always ask for help. Do not be scared of that stigma of you have to know what you're doing right off the bat, because you really don't. It's a learning process on top of adjusting with everything. You're teaching yourself how to be in tune with your body, which is so important. So please, 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 please do not be scared to ask for help. This last point is the last point because I wanted to emphasize it more and I want to talk about it more rather than putting in the beginning of the video where I just kind of cut it short, but because I personally feel so strongly about this and it's so important, and not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of the fitness gurus that I follow or see really touch base on how important it is to make sure that you mentally prepare yourself to be in a slow working journey, not get fit fast, not lose 5 pounds in 2 hours kind of thing. It's really something that you have to sit down and think about and say, why am I starting a fitness journey to begin with? Who am I doing it for? When am I gonna start? How am I gonna break down the days? Because if you start off your fitness journey for someone else to maybe do that revenge body, I take my hat off to you guys, because honestly, it does factor in as a motivator to want to work out. However, I strongly believe, and don't hate on me for this, please, I strongly believe that a fitness journey should start for yourself first, and ensuring that you are wanting to maximize how good you feel about yourself on the inside as well. You do not want to go into something wanting results right away so someone else can see them. You're doing it for yourself. And that being said, results don't come right away, especially if working out is something that you're not used to. It is frustrating when you're working out for, let's say, 2-3 weeks non-stop. You're putting your best foot forward and you're not seeing much, but trust me, it's your body adjusting and getting used to a routine that maybe you didn't have before, you weren't going as hard at before. So keep in mind that mental health is probably one of the more important factors to put into play, and something that I wish I knew before I started working out, because it came to the point where aesthetically I wanted to look a certain way, like girls that I saw on my timeline, or fitness girls that have been doing fitness for a while that were way older than me at the moment. I was about 15 looking at 23-year-olds that started working out when they were 18. So there was no comparison. I started comparing myself a lot. I would beat myself up for it and push myself even harder, but not in the good way, to the point where if I didn't see results, it would honestly make me feel really bad about myself. And it became a thing where I was addicted to the gym for all the wrong reasons. And if I missed a day, I personally felt that if I looked in the mirror, I was already losing my muscle mass and I was gaining weight if I ate more than I did. So getting all your duckies in a row and really think about it. Why am I doing this? And why would I want to start working out before you do? So you can feel the best. You can release enough serotonin and work out for as long as you need to, or actually enjoying the fitness journey that you're on, instead of having to feel or dread like it's a job or you have to. Because you should want to, but you don't have to. It's always good to have rest days. It's always good to have a cheat day where you eat as much as you want and not feel bad about it. Because if you do have a cheat day and then you eat and then you feel bad about it immediately after, like, oh my god, I'm gonna gain 1,000 pounds, it's time to kind of realign and sit down. Maybe meditate on it a little bit. Think about, okay, where do I need to take a step back and reevaluate the situation before I go into it? Because I want you guys to understand that, like I said in my first video, I want to be a part of your fitness journey, but I also want to make sure that everyone that is starting a fitness journey or joining me on mine, that mental health is the most important thing for me, and we work our way through issues that we may see from point A before we get to point Z, because it's a whole, you know. Yeah, those are a couple points that I wanted to touch upon before I start posting more workout videos. Like, I'm gonna start posting more leg workouts, core, what I eat, what I don't eat, an actual workout at the gym with weights, because of quarantine I've been very hesitant to go work out at a gym. I do have a membership, I just don't use it, and I have a Planet Fitness membership, and that's not it. So I gotta go cancel that. So much, guys, for joining me for today's video. I will be posting, I haven't really made a schedule on how many videos I'm gonna post a week. I will be posting more content, so make sure you subscribe, like, comment, follow me on all my social media. I will try to get back to you guys. Make sure you are part of the poll so I see what I can post next, and I don't post content that isn't gonna help you guys, basically. So thank you so much for watching again for the third time. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.